because of how he was making it look like he'll call out somebody else that's like. But now that I see that I feel as though he's still a clown because that's his personality.
Now, he called out Canelo in the ring. Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super down.
All layman would say, oh, Tank Davis is better. But better at what? Is he better at selling tickets? Is he better at selling stadiums out? Is he better at creating controversy?
In a surprising twist, Gervonta Davis shook up the boxing world during his post-fight press conference after facing Lamont Roach. Instead of the usual talk about rankings and title shots, Davis dropped an unexpected name, Jake Paul, as his next preferred opponent. The call-out caught fans off guard, especially since Davis had previously dismissed Paul as an unworthy challenger. Now, his sudden change of heart has ignited debate. Is this a serious challenge or just a strategic move to stir the pot?
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here.
Ain't gonna do him.
He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
Jake Paul has responded to Gervonta Davis's unexpected call-out with a mix of respect and confidence, adding more fuel to the brewing speculation. In a tweet, Paul acknowledged Davis's skills and presence in boxing, writing, "Gervonta has my respect. Inside the ring, he comes to fight, one of the top 5 in the world right now. Outside the ring, he's standing on his own and representing America. I would destroy him in the ring given the size, but with what he represents, tuning in tonight." While Paul praised Davis's talent and impact outside the sport, he also made it clear he believes his size advantage would be too much for Davis to handle in a potential showdown. This back and forth has only intensified the debate. Davis, a dominant force in the lightweight division, would be at a serious size disadvantage against Paul, who fights at cruiserweight. But despite the odds, fans are intrigued by the possibility. What makes this even more surprising is Davis's sudden change in stance. In past interviews, he laughed off the idea of ever fighting Paul, calling him a clown and refusing to entertain the thought. Now, however, he seems open to making it happen. Some speculate Davis is chasing a big payday, while others believe he genuinely wants to silence Paul once and for all. Either way, his challenge has added a new layer of intrigue to their ongoing back and forth. Paul has been angling for fights with top-level opponents, and Davis throwing his name into the mix only adds to the excitement. However, the major question remains, can they agree on a weight? Davis would be giving up significant size, but his call-out signals he's ready to explore the possibility. Whether this is just talk or the start of real negotiations remains to be seen. But with both fighters trading words, the boxing world is watching closely to see if this unexpected rivalry turns into an actual fight.
How about Jake? What do you think of Jake?
Clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Would you look at it as a joke if if your team was like, yo, we want you to fight Jake Paul? Would you be like, come on, man?
I laugh at him. Like, you want me to fight him?
You think it'll ever come to the point where you're going to mix into, I mean, you're obviously doing the real shit, but will it ever mix into the point where the money's big enough
Yeah,
for
would you ever
to
do a
take...
fight like that?
I feel as though in my career I can't do that right now.
Jake Paul has made it clear he's more than willing to step into the ring with John Davis. In his own words, he'd be super down for the matchup. Confident in his chances against the smaller but highly skilled Davis, Paul sees this as another high-profile challenge to add to his growing list of opponents. While fans debate whether this fight makes sense, Paul's team has stepped in to make their stance crystal clear. It's not Jake who needs this fight, it's Davis. According to them, facing Paul would bring Davis more mainstream attention and financial gain than any matchup he could land on his own. That claim, unsurprisingly, has stirred controversy. Davis's supporters argue that as an undefeated boxing champion, he doesn't need Paul to stay relevant. However, there's no denying that Paul has built a massive fan base beyond traditional boxing audiences, consistently drawing huge pay-per-view numbers. A fight between them would undoubtedly generate buzz. Now, with both sides acknowledging the possibility, the real question is whether negotiations will actually move forward. Davis once dismissed Paul as a clown, but now that he's calling him out, this potential showdown feels more real than ever. Fans are eagerly watching to see if this war of words turns into a blockbuster fight.
Now, you called out Canelo in the ring. Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
is there a height limit in boxing?
Tank Davis hasn't held back when it comes to fighters accepting lucrative offers to compete in Saudi Arabia. He's made it clear that, in his view, taking those deals is akin to selling their souls. Davis has voiced concerns that the growing trend of high-profile fights in the Middle East is putting financial incentives ahead of the sport's integrity. However, his stance has sparked debate. Critics argue that boxing has always been deeply connected to financial opportunities and that expanding into markets like Saudi Arabia could actually elevate the sport's global profile. Supporters of these events see them as a natural evolution, bringing boxing to a wider audience and increasing its prestige on an international scale. Davis's comments add to an ongoing conversation about the balance between money and tradition in boxing. His reluctance to follow the trend signals a commitment to preserving what he believes are the sport's core values, despite the enormous financial temptations on the table.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Where do you think you'd be without Calvin? Just life in general. I'm from the inner city. I was outside. that answers your question. I don't want to say I was like, you know, but you know.
How do you feel about the state of American boxing? Do you feel like you're keeping it afloat since Canelo's 3 out of 4 fights in Saudi Arabia? Right?
He fighting over there?
3 out of the 4, yeah.
He got to fight over there?
Yeah, 3 of the 4 is.
I thought they be having fights here too.
Well, he's going on fights here, but Canelo is
he got to fight over there.
He got to fight over there. Then he comes back with Crawford and then 2 next year over there.
So he fighting Crawford here?
Yeah. So
that's not bad. But I ain't gonna lie, they've been saying like I don't want what's the name, but they've been saying like they've been getting messed up over there, bro. Like everything is different. Like they've been sick, and not only one fighter. Like there's been numerous fighters that have been getting sick over there. So I don't know, bro. And you see how the guy was. He looked at the scorecard.
Turkey hopped up and hit the score.
But when I said it, it was like.
I know, I'm trying
the way how he was talking, he was like, yeah, Devin, my man, like, you know what I mean? We want to get Tank over here and fight. Man, I already know what y'all gonna do. Like,
Jake Paul was defending you. He put a tweet saying like, this is what Tank was talking about.
See? But every time I say something, it's like I'm hating because I'm going against the grain. I mean, not even going against the grain. I'm like, you know.
So to that point, do you feel like a responsibility to the sport in America? I know you think about retirement, but it's like things are going rough in the States. Everything's going over there.
Yeah, but it's like people selling that stuff. Like, you know, even the picture where everybody was in the room. That shit look like some devil shit. Facts though.
Some cult, right?
Yeah.
Fans are now calling out Tank Davis for hypocrisy after he previously criticized fighters for selling their souls by chasing big paydays, yet is now entertaining a fight with Jake Paul. One Twitter user, Edwin, summed up the backlash with a viral tweet. Jake Paul. Yeah, Tank was ready to sell his soul. Many believe Davis, who once dismissed Paul as a clown, is now pursuing the same financial opportunities he once condemned. This shift has sparked debate. Some defend Davis, arguing that he's simply making a smart business move. Others, however, see it as a direct contradiction of his past statements, questioning whether his stance was ever genuine. Meanwhile, Jake Paul has weighed in on Davis's recent fight against Lamont Roach, offering both praise and critique. Paul admitted it was a solid fight, but claimed it lacked excitement, comparing it to a sparring session. He expressed disappointment, stating, "This wasn't the Gervonta Davis I knew," suggesting he expected a more dominant performance. With tensions rising and their ongoing back and forth heating up, Paul's reaction only adds more fuel to their potential rivalry. Now, fans are left wondering, will Davis respond with a statement performance in his next fight?
Man, he got lucky at the draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, he gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. Oh my God! But God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Fans are calling out Tank Davis for hypocrisy after he criticized fighters for selling their souls for big paydays, yet is now open to fighting Jake Paul. One Twitter user summed it up. Jake Paul? Yeah, Tank was ready to sell his soul. Some argue he's just making a smart business move, while others say it contradicts his past statements. Meanwhile, Paul reacted to Davis's fight against Lamont Roach, calling it solid but lacking excitement, even comparing it to a sparring session. He expressed disappointment, saying, "This wasn't the Gervonta Davis I knew." With tensions rising, fans are left wondering, will Davis fire back with a stronger performance?
What do you think about the Logan Pauls, the Jake Pauls, and the other guys, like Ocho Cinco, fighting and what they bring to the world of boxing? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing for boxing?
You know, I feel as though at first I didn't like how Jake Paul was coming in.
Why is that?
Because of how he was making it look like he'll call out somebody else that's like. But now that I see that I feel as though he's still a clown because that's his personality. He's still a clown.
That's how he gets paid. Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Far as him in the gym, I feel like I'm starting to respect it because he's not doing it like for the hype. He was really like trying to be a boxer.
Okay, but real talk, if he actually faces a real boxer, which we haven't seen yet, you're shaking your head. But real talk for you, Tank, if he gets his ass in the ring with a real boxer, what's going to happen?
I mean, if they pick his fight right, I think that he's decent.
Yeah,
like he's good. I mean, he's not good, but he's going that way. If he continue to do stay in the gym, like you say, like you get up in the morning, like he's a boxer. You know what I mean? He's in the gym. So
is he better than you thought he'd be?
Yeah.
Despite his call-out, Tank Davis remains skeptical of Jake Paul's boxing skills. He argues that Paul has yet to face a real boxer and that his success is largely due to careful matchmaking. While Davis acknowledges Paul's work ethic and improvement, he stops short of calling him a real threat, believing he wouldn't hold up against a top-level opponent. Davis's sudden interest in fighting Paul may be influenced by the buzz around Paul's upcoming bout with Mike Tyson, set to stream on Netflix. As boxing blends more with entertainment, Davis might see an opportunity to tap into a larger audience and financial gain. Paul's ability to draw mainstream attention has changed boxing's business model, and Davis appears to be taking notice.
Netflix, I'm trying to watch it on my computer, TV. I'm doing everything for the Tyson fight. And y'all knew, Netflix, you knew that there was going to be a lot of people on your platform watching this. That's what you promoted. That's what you wanted. And you failed not only people in America, all over the world that wanted to see this fight. I'm going to bed now. It's not even worth it. The women, I don't even know if they're on fight right now because I don't even know where they're at. But this is ridiculous, Netflix. Y'all owe everybody a bunch of money. Not only the fighters, the subscribers.
Gervonta Davis previously claimed he planned to retire by the end of the year, citing boredom with boxing. However, his recent callouts, including Jake Paul, have left fans questioning his true intentions. If he's serious about stepping away, why is he actively seeking new fights? Some believe he's having second thoughts about retirement, while others think he's simply chasing big money bouts before leaving the sport. His mixed signals have sparked debate. Is he truly losing passion for boxing, or is he setting up high-profile matchups to cement his legacy before exiting?
Jake Paul is unequivocally the most successful fighter in history 4 years in. No one comes close. No one. You couldn't list one that comes close, including Brock Lesnar if you include his WWE career. 4 years in terms of what he's done in terms of box office, pay-per-view, impact, helping other boxers, because he had platform, he had awareness, and he's got the focus and discipline to drive with it.
Gervonta Davis's call-out of Jake Paul has left fans puzzled, especially after his previous retirement announcement. Twitter user Tate summed up the confusion, tweeting, "I thought he was retiring. If Davis is serious about leaving the sport, why is he now chasing fights?" Some believe he's looking for a final big payday, while others think he may not be ready to walk away just yet. His mixed signals have sparked debate, genuine interest, or just a strategic attention move. Meanwhile, Jake Paul reacted calmly, showing respect for Davis's skills. "He's a great fighter, and he surprised me a couple of times," Paul admitted. His composed response suggests that despite their differences, he recognizes Davis's boxing talent.
Gervonta Davis is not a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter right now. He's arguably not even in the top 10 pound-for-pound right now. Despite how cool this picture is, it does not get him into the pound-for-pound list. even though we could say that he could probably beat everyone in the lightweight division, even though I think he loses to Shakur, he hasn't done it, and he probably isn't going to do it. But what would it take for him to get to the number 1 pound-for-pound spot? Let's go over what he would have to do to reach number 1. Well, first off, he'd obviously have to go undisputed in the lightweight division. And even though that would be great, I think that only cracks him like number 4. Because the only one in the top 10 pound-for-pound in the lightweight division is maybe Shakur. But realistically, he's going to have to do more than just go undisputed in the lightweight division. So obviously, he'd have to go up to 140 because there's no way he's making 130. And then he'd have to beat a dude like Teofimo, and he'd probably have to beat Devin Haney as well. And I think that could probably get him the number 1 spot. But yeah, we can sit here and say Tank is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters right now, which I think he's one of the most talented, and I think he could do most of what I said. However, hypotheticals aren't going to work with pound-for-pound listing.
Acknowledging Gervonta Davis as the superior boxer while applauding Jake Paul's promotional skills. Fury noted that while Davis possesses elite talent, Paul's business acumen is reshaping how boxing reaches mainstream audiences, proving that marketing is just as crucial as skill in today's fight game.
Your thoughts on Tank Davis? Man, he's a great fighter. He's He's surprised me a couple of times. We've had some word exchanges.
Yes.
But it's all for fun. I hope this fight with Ryan Garcia happens.
Who you leaning on?
It's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. You know, Gervonta hasn't shown the ability to win a lot of rounds against taller fighters. And then he relies on the knockout in the later rounds, which has worked for him. But if Ryan could avoid that, I think it'll be his power and speed will be and range will be a problem for Gervonta. But if Ryan gets caught, we see what Luke Campbell did.
Yeah.
And Gervonta is obviously a way bigger puncher than Luke. So it's really, in my eyes, the fight could go either way.